Hello everyone, here we've got a video on this, I think 1930s AEG, I think it's a 10 inch or 12, it might be a 12 inch desk fan. And this is an old antique brass fan that I got. I actually got it off Gumtree for £50, which I think is, for an old brass fan, that's not too bad I think. I've seen a lot worse price, although to be fair I've gotten better bargains. Like I paid the same amount for my Polar Cup Type G 8-inch desk fan, which came with its original box. This fan's obviously in worse shape. This brass is tarnished. I believe it is brass. I've only done the magnetic test, and no, it's not magnetic at all. Because one thing about brass, it's one of those materials which is not magnetic whatsoever. So if you want to help determine it, you can do a magnetic test. It won't confirm if it is brass or not, but it can help narrow down what it is. Because brass is not magnetic, steel is. So if a magnet attaches to it, then you know it's not brass. Whereas if it doesn't, you have potential. But also aluminium, I don't think is magnetic at all either, like brass. So it could be aluminium. But I think for this, I think it is a brass. I think this is an old brass fan. I don't know where these are made, and this is a brushless variant as well. A lot of these I've seen are brushed. This is a brushless one. But I don't, even though it hasn't, these are branded, I think these are AEGs, but this one doesn't have AEG written anywhere. It is getting me some work. It runs though, and it actually runs pretty good. Go based on what I remember. It runs pretty good to be fair. However, it has one issue, and that only one speed works properly on this. And it's not due to a wiring fault, because luckily someone has rewired this at some point. It has been rewired by someone, and these are 3-speed fans. But the problem is, whoever's rewired it took out the transformer or coils, and speed coils in the base. These have coils in the base to give them the 3 speeds. That's how these old AEG fans worked. But the problem is, someone's taken it out, so it doesn't have it. And they took the 2 remaining speeds and wired it directly to the switch, rather than through the coils. So that is a bit of an issue, because it means it draws way more than it should when you run it on medium or low. But I mean, I could run it on a transformer. Could probably do that, because I've rang up my transformer and it runs at decent speeds and draws it more appropriate. I don't know why transformer or coils in the base was taken out. Maybe they burnt out or something. I don't know. If they burnt out, then fair enough to take it out, because it probably won't work. If they just, my only fear is I wonder if they took it out because they just thought it wasn't needed. Because if they did that, that's really annoying. Just sometimes some people do that, they'll just take out important stuff because they think it's just not needed or something, or just can't be bothered to rewire it back in, like old GC 12-inch bullet fan which I got, which someone just didn't bother to wire the speed, so like that. At least that one was complete and has its transformer, thank goodness. So that would be annoying. Still don't know why they did like that, but yeah. I reckon if I could source new coils for it, get that all installed, get it all polished up, this thing would be wonderful. Side view. Back view. Grill's a bit bent unfortunately, and the blades are out of balance, so the fans need quite a bit of work, so maybe 50 quid looking at it might be a little bit steep, but for a brass, I mean, to be fair, a brass fan under 100 is always nice. I think actually majority of the brass fans I've got were under 100 quid for that matter. I think it was the GC freezor, I think might be the only one that wasn't. The rest all were. I mean, both Morelli's. One I got via a trade, and even the fan I traded with was a GC freezor 12-inch amount I got for under 100. Can't believe that was an amazing price. The other Marelli, the 16-inch pedestal one, is a brass, that's 30 quid. The GC magnet was a tenner. Polar Cup Type G 8-inch was 50, like this one. The GC freezer was over 100. I think it was the only one. Yeah, so the Revo was nearly 100 to be fair. I think if I say 1 pH or single phase, pin, I assume a pin number or something, I don't know, 113106, maybe a serial number or something. Type 1VE3, 220 volts, 50 cycles. Oh, there's a number, S575. There's your 3 speeds. Oh, as I move it about, because I don't think this thing has rubber feet. The oil cups. There's a little screw underneath here. You take it out and you can access your oil wick, which is in here. The same like a front bearing. Luckily, none of the screws were really stuck, which I'm really glad by. Because my only fear with obviously a very old fan like this is the screws may seize up. Thank goodness this wasn't the case. Fan's plugged in. Let's switch it on high. It's quiet. I don't know if you can see it, but it is shaking. Not shaking as bad as I remember though. And we're drawing about 84.4 watts, which, oh no, we dropped down to 84 now. Still going down. But I don't know how much this thing is rated, but 84 seems okay. One of these. It was much stiffer when we got to and struggled more. To be fair, that's pretty good airflow as well. I think we should grab our airflow tester. Let's get a reading. (1,102) is the highest I've seen. It feels more powerful than that, so I don't know. Also, we dropped down to 81 watts now. It just keeps going down. But this is what happens when you select it onto medium. Our wattage shoots up to 345 watts. This is 5. Our wattage is 169 watts. So obviously, it's not meant to draw that much. That is way too much. Which obviously indicates to me it's meant to draw much less. Yeah, again, no idea what this fan is rated, but over 300 is way too much for one. That's a sign that we can't hold it. I think there's also like, it's surprisingly, like the speed select, but all like the speed control stuff it's surprisingly empty. It feels like usually empty there, so clearly I think that's meant to be a coils one. I'm hoping that I can source some new coils at some point. No idea where. If anyone knows where I'll be able to get coils to put into this fan. Because I would like this fan to, run again. The only coils I have laying about come out Victoria's T16 Grey, but they're really small and I don't think I'll be able to handle this. Here's off. not too bad spin down at all. It was only like a few seconds when I first got it, so that's all I was done. Quite a bit of work, I'd say. You know what? Let me grab like a transformer, a 120 volt transformer, because I still don't have a Variac. I would love a Variac transformer, but they go for so much. So many people buy them. They're really popular. Like they're really hard to get for a good price. So I hope one day I will be able to get a Variac transformer. I beg, I really want one. Using the dodgiest setup known to man, we have the fan plugged into a transformer. And let's turn it on to medium. Hit 120 volts, maybe a bit low, but it gets it going. Especially because if you take a look at the wattage, we're looking at about 87 watts, which is more reasonable than 300. Well, it's still going down. And now if we put on to low, the low drops right down to like 51 watts. Yeah, okay, don't know what voltages would it be. Don't know what the desired voltage is. Variac transformer would hopefully be able to determine this. They're so cool. I unfortunately haven't been able to own one, but basically it's a transformer that lets you select the voltage you want. How cool is that? Yeah, 51 watts. This is a really dodgy setup, but yeah. As it gets going. There's all. Not too bad spin down at all. There you go. Various this 1930s AEG 12-inch desk fan. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching and see ya.